All right, let's get right into it. So your app is live, traffic is coming in, and things are looking good. But what you might not see is that a lot of that traffic isn't human. It's bots, automated scripts trying to scrape your data, burn through your resources, or just cause total chaos. So the big question is, how do you stop them without driving your real users crazy? And really, it all boils down to this one simple question. Every single request that hits your server is like a knock at the door. Some of those guests are welcome, but a whole lot of them are not. And your job is to tell them apart in an instant.
To really get our heads around this, we're going to use one single powerful metaphor for this whole explainer. So forget about code for a minute, just picture this. Your app isn't just an app, it's the hottest new nightclub in town.
Now, as the owner of this club, you've got two main goals, right? First, let your real guests, your actual users, have an amazing, seamless time. And second, keep the troublemakers, the bots, from ever getting past the velvet rope. That's the core challenge, managing the guest list. Obviously, you can't manage that door all by yourself. You need to hire some help. You need a security team. And in the world of bot protection, you've basically got three types of bouncers you can hire, and each one has a very different way of spotting trouble. So let's meet the crew. You've got the invisible guard, who's perfect for your super exclusive VIP areas. Then there's the fast pass checker, who manages the main entrance. And finally, you have the speed limit cop, who's there just to make sure nobody gets too rowdy. Each one has a very specific job to do, because you wouldn't put the same guard on every single door. Let's break them down one by one. First up, Vercel's BotID. This is your invisible guard. This bouncer isn't checking IDs. Nope, it's watching body language. You know, is this person moving their mouse and scrolling like a normal human? Or are they clicking a button 1,000 times a millisecond? For your real users, it's amazing. They don't even know it's there. The only catch? It's really designed for apps running on Vercel. Next, we have Cloudflare Turnstile, our fast pass checker. You know those awful click all the bicycles puzzles that we all hate? Well, this tool is designed to kill them. It just runs a super quick automatic check on the browser itself. Most of the time, real humans just see a little check mark appear, and that's it. It's perfect for the main entrance, your login and sign up pages, and the best part is it works pretty much anywhere. And finally, we have the speed limit cop. This is rate limiting. This is your most basic, straightforward bouncer. It just enforces one simple, strict rule. Like, hey, you can only try to log in 5 times in 1 minute. If you break that rule, you're put in a timeout. This is your fundamental defense against what are called brute force attacks, where a bot just sits there trying to guess a password over and over again at lightning speed. Okay, so we've hired our security team. Fantastic. Now the question is, where do you put them? See, a rookie mistake is to try and guard every single window and door. A pro nightclub owner and a pro developer knows you focus your best security on your most valuable assets, the VIP rooms. Let's start with the most expensive room in your entire club, your AI endpoint. We'll call this the money pit. Think of your API key like the club's corporate credit card. If a bot gets a hold of that key and starts making thousands of really expensive AI requests, guess who gets stuck with that massive bill at the end of the month? Yep, you do. So how do you protect it? You put your best bouncer on that door, the invisible guard. The defense is simple, but it is so powerful. Before you run even one line of that expensive AI code, you check the request. If that invisible guard has already flagged it as a bot, you slam the door shut. Access denied, immediately. You don't let them waste a single penny of your money. Okay, now for another high-value target. This is the merch table, where you're selling, say, limited edition sneakers or concert tickets. This is the scalper's paradise. These bots are not trying to crash your site, they're trying to buy out your entire inventory in half a second, way before any real fan even has a chance to click buy. The way you fight back here is honestly, it's pretty brilliant. You create a tiny invisible waiting room. You just place a turnstile check right before the adds a cart button. This forces the bot to pause for just a fraction of a second to prove it's human. Now for a person, it's an invisible step, but for a bot that is built for nothing but pure speed, that tiny little pause completely shatters its main advantage. And finally, let's talk about the club's, bathrooms, your comment sections and your contact forms. This is where the spam cannon operates. It's just trying to graffiti your walls with ads and sketchy links, flooding your database with absolute junk. The defense here isn't about muscle, it's about being clever. You use something called a honeypot. It's a great little trick. You add a secret invisible field to your form. Real users can't see it because you hide it. But bots, which are just reading the raw code, they see the field and they fill it out. So if that hidden field comes back with anything in it, you know, without a doubt, you've caught a bot red-handed.
Now, it would be great if you could just set up your bouncers, walk away, and call it a day, right? But that's not how this works. Bot defense is a constant game of cat and mouse. The attackers are always evolving, which means you have to evolve too. Let me walk you through a classic example of how this plays out. So picture this. A developer sets up our speed limit COP, a simple rate limit per IP address. They think they're safe. But the attacker is smart. They use something called a rotating proxy. So every single request they send comes from a brand new IP address. All of a sudden, that rate limit is totally useless. The server just sees thousands of different people making one request each. So what's the solution? You gotta level up your defense. You switch to something like Turnstile, which can identify the browser itself. Now, it doesn't matter if the IP address changes 1,000 times. You can glock the attacker's actual machine. And that story right there brings us to the single most important takeaway from this entire explainer. You cannot rely on just one bouncer. A truly secure club and a truly secure application needs a layered defense strategy. Look, here's the bottom line. This isn't about choosing the one best tool. It's about using the right tool in the right place all at the same time. You've got your speed limit COP on the server as a baseline defense. You've got your fast pass checker at the main entrance, and then you have your elite invisible guard protecting that VIP room with all the money in it. They all work together as a team. And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Your application never closes. The doors are always open 24/7. So after seeing all this, the question you have to ask yourself is, who's on guard duty for your app tonight?